Hello Internet, I'm from the Internet and my name's Mr. Matt. And this week, hey, phase me back in. Right, thank you. Right, this week, aren't you aware? Aren't you aware? The Beyonce that we know is actually a hologram developed by researchers and fabulous artificial beings. The original Queen Bee being preserved back in 2017 for use in the future for inspiration and hope in the war-torn distant worlds. We know this because of the comments of John Oliver on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert back in 2019.
Just the future presence of Beyonce was so intimidating. So if you look at my face in there, I look really intimidated. And that's because what I'm doing is imagining that I am about to be put into a photo with Beyonce one day. And that was nerve-wracking enough.
It is believed that the annual budget to keep this going is in excess of £10. Minions are some of the most popular creations in the world, spawning movies, shorts, merchandise and of course boomer memes. The popularity of these yellow creatures has become such that a new scene has begun to spring up. Live-action minion roleplay, where people gather in a field and dress up as minions, with their own elaborate characters, backstories and adventures within the Minion universe. It's believed that by 2023 that over 250,000 LARP events will be active and that the Minions Movie 2 will provide enough of a codex to craft a full language. The UK government has already begun observing minion groups in case they decide to rise up and overthrow the government. Aren't you aware that to this day there are still millions of living tapeworms in existence, still within our cassette tapes? When tapes were first developed, they needed some way to contain the waveform, and as it turns out, tapeworms were the perfect fit due to their slender bodies and flat forms. As a result, waveforms were written right onto specially bred tapeworms, many of which are still alive to this day within their plastic enclosures. Many people are still ingesting the trapped tapeworms in an effort to become one with the music. It's amazing to think that in every single cassette was actually a living parasite. It was something that ended up inspiring the phrase, "the music lives within you," as these tapeworms actually did exist within people's guts. Ever lived indoors? What about really indoors? In an effort to create more affordable housing, some residents in the sleepy town of Moistermuff, Cheshire, are being offered to live within a door and permitted to stay within someone else's home, being swung back and forth as the regular occupants go about their day. Privacy campaigners have successfully got the doors to get a little curtains to go over their faces so the door people can't see them all the time. The Slow-Mo Guys is one of the most popular channels on YouTube. However, their success has come at a cost. It turns out that messing around with time so much has resulted in a slowdown of the world around them. They noticed this when everyone had moved on to the next day, but they had curiously only just started the previous one. They've now been caught one day behind everyone else, but are being sent updates from the next day into the previous one to keep them up to date. Since they're now experiencing a slower degradation of the world, it's speculated they could become too cheery or delighted, a fate worse than death for any Englishman. We're playing this footage at normal speed to ensure your safety at home. I really do feel sorry for the Slow-Mo Guys. They've been sacrificing themselves for all of these years, slowing things down, and eventually the world around them has slowed down, so as a result they've aged at a different rate. And that's your lot. Thank you so much for watching, have a lovely day, and I'll see you again at some point. Maybe. So here are some fantastic Aren't You Aware facts. I say facts, this is all actually complete nonsense.